Welcome back, Better Agents. Nicholas Ayers coming to you live here at Better Agency HQ. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about how to start an independent insurance agency. There's a lot of content online that's going to show you all the rudimentary steps in starting an agency. People are going to talk about the licenses that you need to have. People are going to talk about the carriers you need to be appointed with, the software that you need to have, the associations that you need to belong to. All of that stuff is good, but I don't really want to talk about any of that stuff. That stuff is always just kind of left me a little bit empty. Instead, I want to talk about the things that nobody really talks about when starting an agency. Now, starting an agency can be a little daunting if you've never done it before. There are a lot of people who start agencies who come out of the producer role, meaning they were a producer in somebody else's agency and now they want to be their own boss. I think it's a great idea. I think it's very noble, and I encourage more people to do that. But I know what it's like starting an agency. You can sometimes feel inadequate. You don't know what you don't know, and you start to question or start to worry that if you're going to be doing the right things. And I want to give you this comforting piece of advice. Whenever I start something new, I always tell myself, I've seen worse people succeed at this. So you should know that if you're going into this with the right motives, that you want to help people, you feel confident in your skills as an insurance agent, then you should know that you're probably going to be just fine. There is a difference, however, in being an insurance agent and being a business owner. You're going to have to marry the two, and that's going to take some time. It's going to take some training. You're going to have to unlearn some of the things that you've likely learned, and you're going to have to start thinking about the business much more like a CEO and less like an insurance agent. But at the end of the day, you are still an insurance agent, and you're going to have to put business on the books. So whether it is you doing that personally or whether it's somebody that you hire, you're going to have to make sure that you're growing the agency every single moment that you can. And in this video, we're going to talk about some of the practical things that you could be doing on a day-to-day basis to make sure you're going to have agency success. I think one of the best pieces of advice that I would give anybody early on in their agency career is to find peers. I know a lot of people will tell you you need to find a mentor, and a mentor is going to help guide you step by step through this long, arduous journey of being an agency owner, and I think that's great. Everybody wants their own little Obi-Wan Kenobi to help show them the ropes. However, that's probably not the most practical idea in the world, because the successful agency owners that have been doing this for 20, 30, 40 years likely aren't going to be giving you hours and hours and days of their life to help show you how to be successful. Instead, you should find peers, people that you can go through this journey with together, and people that you can bounce ideas off of, be creative with, or share wins, losses, struggles, all of those things, and help take your agency career to a whole nother level. I know for me, when I first started and I owned an agency, I found two people that I could connect with as peers, both Brandon Smith and Grant Botma, who today are two of my very closest best friends in the entire world. We didn't just talk business, we talked life. Our families were in similar situations. We both thought about things in a very similar way. We didn't just talk about policies and policy language. We talked about business, we talked about life, we talked about family, we talked about everything. And that holistic relationship helped bring me to where I'm at today. Before you start your agency, you need to develop 2 to 3 consistent and reliable referral sources, places or things that you can tap into that are going to drive profitable opportunities in your agency. I know a lot of people have opinions on buying leads or dealing with lenders or doing pay-per-click. I think all of it is great, but you need to determine what's going to be best for your agency. We've made videos down below in the description that I can link to. They're going to talk about how to drive lender referrals. They're going to talk about niche marketing. They're going to talk about all these marketing opportunities. Feel free to click down after you watch this video, watch those videos, and determine what's going to be the best outcome for you. But you need to have reliable sources of new business. This is going to be the lifeblood of your agency growth, and you really need to get your metrics dialed in and determine what is your cost to acquire a customer. You need to be looking at these sources and say, how much money do I need to spend in order to write business? And my strong recommendation to you is to not spend more than 2 times your annual commission revenue on closing this business. If it takes you $500 to close business on a policy that's only going to pay you $150, then I would strongly reconsider that. And this is going to really depend on and matter on what type of business that you're writing. If you're writing large commercial business, then you can afford to spend a little bit more, knowing that your commission or the meat on the bone is going to be greater than if you just wrote a standard renter's insurance policy. So you need to be looking at these metrics, and this can really only be dialed in as you get a little bit down the road, but you want to make sure you're spending your time. You want wanna make sure you're spending your money, your finite resources on things that are driving profitability. And these lead sources need to be consistent. You need to be spending your time nurturing them, developing relationships with them, getting every drop that you can. Squeeze all of that juice out of the fruit and make sure you're doing your best to nurture these relationships, to build them, to get the most out of them. That's gonna be an investment of time and energy on your part, but it's something that's gonna pay dividends down the road. You need to become an expert in something that's going to drive profitability and revenue. If you are early on in your agency career life, I wanna set the expectation for you that this is a minimum 6-day-a-week type of job, meaning you're gonna be spending at least 6 days a week trying to get this agency off the ground. The best thing that you can do is to become an expert in something that's going to drive revenue, because when you are an expert in something, it's going to inform the content that you create. When you are an expert in something, it's going to help you at networking mixers. When you are an expert in something, it's going to make it easier for people to refer people to you. The best thing that you can do is to become an expert in some way that you can bring benefit to the marketplace. This could be a line of business, it could be contract language, it could be any of those things that's going to help differentiate you from all the competition. The higher up the mountain that you go, the more you're going to need to be different than every other agent on the corner. So the best thing you can do is to study, to work, to become an expert in solving the problems that face or plague your marketplace. You need to know all the creative solutions. This means that you're gonna be talking to customers, you're gonna be talking to prospects, you're gonna be talking to people who will never do business with you, but you're trying to further understand the things that really matter to them, because this is gonna be how you solve problems. As a business owner, you are solving problems. If you just wanna be an order taker as an agent, then you're probably not gonna last very long in this industry, because people aren't gonna be lining up at the door to give you money to do business with you unless they believe that you can solve real problems for them, unless they believe that you're the expert that they've been looking for. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, but more importantly, if you're watching this video and you're a brand new agency owner, or you're thinking about starting an independent insurance agency, then do me a huge favor, comment down below, introduce yourself, tell me your story. Tell me what it is that you're wanting to do in this industry. I want to see what benefit I can bring back to you by replying to whatever it is that you have questions about. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again on the next video.